Hey guys, Cam315 back at it with another video for you guys, and I am back with the final episode review, or the final episode of Kaiju number 8. Now I know I have missed the last like 4 or 5 episodes of season 2. I just got really busy with work at the time. Yeah, like at the time we had like playoff games going on at work because again I work for a baseball team and well, minor league baseball team at best, right? And a lot of shit happened, and I was lackadaisical, going on with that. Now, most of this episode review is gonna be talking about the finale. I'll talk about some other, moments in the last few episodes that honestly caught my eye and were interesting. So I know the last time I talked about Kaiju number 8, we were dealing with the Ichikawa stuff. The episode later kind of resolved that stuff with Iharu helping out Ichikawa and showing the determination that Ichikawa has. It also ended up in him being in the hospital and everything. So that whole thing was really damn cool, and it just goes to show you that Ichikawa definitely, needs to trust his allies more and, rely a little bit more on them. Now, we have yet to see him get involved in this final battle stuff or whatever is going on right now by the end of this season. I don't know if maybe like his injuries were brutal that he can't get back up and he can't participate or anything. But yeah, so that's the whole thing there, right? I did like the conversation. I forgot what episode it was. I think it was like 2 episodes ago, right? When it was chill stuff. I did like the talk that Kafka and Mina did have. Again, further showing their relationship and their friendship, and the fact that she still sees him as a friend, even though she knows like he can transform into a kaiju, and his body is the more he transforms into a kaiju, the more his body becomes of a kaiju. And I thought that was a cool conversation because it dove back to their flashback and how they're willing to work together and they're gonna be there for each other against obviously this final threat, and their plan and their whole goal together was to defeat all kaijus and eliminate them and everything and make the world a peaceful world. So I definitely did like that, right? And then you got obviously kind of like mini training stuff. And then it was really the last 2 episodes were kind of what we got, what we got here, right? For Kaiju number 8. And these 2 episodes, man, were absolute bangers. Like they were absolute bangers. So one we see that what is it? We see that in the last episode, a bunch of freaking kaiju alerts go off the charts, right? They go off the charts, and there's like kaijus popping up all over the place. They obviously got to take the other the kaijus, excuse me, the kaijus out, and basically they split them. They all split them up together. Also, I forgot to mention, we do get a moment in the I guess some sort of like soul type of thing with Isao Shinomiya. So he's obviously in the soul, and he's he can't think straight because he obviously was absorbed by Kaiju number 9, and he's trying to regain consciousness and I guess get control back of his body, but he just can't, and he's sinking farther and farther into obviously Kaiju number 9's body, and he can't do anything. But he realizes like I can't do nothing. I gotta trust the next generation of the next generation of kaiju to basically be able to, or the next generation of defense force members to be able to do their job and everything and stuff like that. So that was pretty cool to see. So there might be a chance. There might be a chance if they end up defeating Kaiju number 9. You know, they might end up actually maybe saving him and bringing him back. Um, you know, we don't know. That could be the case. That could happen. Maybe again, maybe that doesn't happen. We just have to see what's going on and stuff like that. So yeah, we're definitely gonna have to see what is going to happen, but yeah, man. It's absolutely crazy, right? Absolutely crazy. So, yeah, you see how they break up into two different or they break up into all different like factions and everything of where they're going. So you have Narumi basically taking down like one, and then one that was a crazy like start to the whole thing because you see one of Kafka's boys, his daughter's like getting married, right? His daughter's about to get married and shit. And then all of a sudden, this kaiju comes out of the blue and ruins the fucking wedding. I legitimately thought his boy was gonna die, but luckily he didn't. But like his daughter ended up taking like a brutal shot from a kaiju. It looks like she's okay, but she must be in like some sort of like knocked out or in some coma like stasis. Like it was that bad. Like I legitimately thought like, oh, his daughter's gonna die, or the fiance or the soon to be husband was gonna die, and they didn't die. They made it out of there alive, and Narumi ended up showing up in the nick of time to save them. And I was like, oh, thank goodness. So he ends up dealing with some of those kaiju. Kafka's with that. I'm trying to get her name. Hold on, guys. Okay. Sorry. I had to get her name. Hot girl chick with the blue hair, right in the inside part. Shinonome, right? He's with Shinonome's platoon. She's kind of the leader of that operation, right? She was like given like I guess a promotion as platoon leader. We see obviously what happens to her in this most recent episode, right, or the season finale, right? And then Kikoro ends up also participating in this, and she ends up actually getting an upgrade, actually, and she's actually wearing her mom's battle suit, her mom's kaiju battle suit. I forgot what number it was. I think it was kaiju number 5 that she's using. And we see, in episode 10 how crazy she is at it. She's a lot faster than what she was without it, and she's going absolutely haywire again. Bro, Kikoro has stolen my heart in this show, and she is a complete badass. I'm always for my badass anime women, like legitimately. Like she was legitimately a badass in these, in the last episode, in episode 11, she kind of got fucking schooled by a clone kaiju of hers, but you get my point, right? Um, but again, she is an absolute badass, and I thought it was pretty cool that they gave her her mom's battle suit, kaiju battle suit, and it fits her just nicely, right? And it's crazy, right? Um, Narumi's wearing a dope ass battle suit too. Oh, what's his face? Jeez, how do I forget this? There's so many damn characters. How do I forget this guy's name? What the hell, bro? I'm so sorry, guys. I'm so sorry. I should not be forgetting Hoshina. And so Hoshina, he ends up fighting kaiju number, or he ends up making, he has his new battle suit, and his own battle suit is a fusion between him and kaiju number 10. And I thought their whole thing in episode 10 was hilarious because kaiju number 10 is as sentience in this battle suit, and they kind of disagree. They're disagreeing with how they handle things, right? Like he jumps unceremoniously, due to kaiju number 10, because kaiju number 10, he can't get complete control. And the thing is, there's like off-screen training, right? Where they have just not been having the best of synchronicity together. And you have it to where Hoshina, he wants to do his battle strategy, is kind of like analyze the opponent, kind of make some dodges and stuff like that. But kaiju number 10 is like, no, I want to fight. I want to test this strength that I got. And they're fighting, but eventually Hoshina is like, all right, fine, let's do this thing, right? And they fight together, and they absolutely go crazy, right? And with Hoshina's fighting style, along with Kaiju number 10's power, it's only enhancing it, enhancing their strength together. And it was pretty dope to see them work together. And I'm just like, oh wow, this is amazing. This is great. And that was a whole badass scene right there. That was a badass scene. And also Hoshina, because the kaiju, he has a tail-like type of thing, so that's pretty dope. But you know, it was funny how in the comms, like the one girl who's been with our main squadron, she was worried this entire time. Like, I don't know, see, this is why, you know, deploying them into the battlefield was so stupid and everything. But, you know, that's the whole thing there. And then that episode ended off with the fact that there was like these gigantic kaijus that were about to attack like people on like a freeway who were trying to escape the city. And Kalk was like, hey, should I turn into Kaiju number 8? And Shinonome is like, no, you can't turn into Kaiju number 8 because Kaiju number 9 is probably waiting for you to go Kaiju number 8 and then, you know, get a track view and yada yada yada, right? Which leads into this episode, or the season finale, and then Mina comes out of the blue, right? And she starts launching her freaking her freaking attacks with a gigantic freaking motor cannon, and it takes all these things out. Like legitimately, it takes them all out with utter absolute ease. Again, Kikoro, see, on levels of badassery, bro, Kikoro is number 1, but Mina is also she a damn near close number 1 too. They're both badasses, bro. They're both badass women, and they're both hot as shit. So what more can I say, right? Shinonome, I wish she had a badass moment, but you know, she had one of those moments where she's like, I'm never gonna give up. She's hot. She's a snack. Shinonome is a snack. I ain't gonna deny that, but yeah. But this episode definitely didn't make it where I want. No, she must protect and she needs a hug. So yeah. Anyways, it looks like things are obviously all good and they did the day. They saved the day. But see, the other characters like, no, this can't be it. Like, this was way too easy. Like, no way they will have all these kaiju spawn all over the place. And that's it. Like, what the hell are we doing? And even I'm just like, bro, come on now. I've watched enough anime to know this is not it. It's clearly some sort of setup to something. And all of a sudden, the Raiders start going off, and they get 9.0 like readings all over the place, right? At all the major spots that we see, obviously, our top guns fight. And we have damn near new numbered kaiju readings because they're 9.0 level, and they got kaiju number, I think, number 12, 13, 14, and 15. All right then and there. Now listen, I'm not going to remember which one is fighting which. That will be when it gets to season 3, right? Because I do expect this show to get a season 3, and I'll talk about that in a bit. But one of them is obviously with Shinonome. Another one's with Narumi. The Kikoro looking one, clone one, who we've seen in actually previous episodes, right? She's fighting up against our real Kikoro. And then another one's fighting Gen. And the crazy part is, you cut to all these different battles, right, in the episode, and all our characters absolutely get fucked up. Like Narumi, he takes one shot, and it looks like he's about to get back up and shake it off, and this dude starts coughing up blood in like immensely, bro. And the Kaiju's like, yeah, I can predict your movements. You can't. You may be able to slightly see into the future, but you can't see into the future of when I'm doing my attacks and shit like that, right? And it's a check to Narumi. With Gen, he's fighting a kaiju that fights just in the same fight style like he does, and he takes a shot where he gets cut up all over the place and he's leaking blood. And Gen, I call him Gen. Hoshina, my bad. Hoshina is like, well, I guess this is what it's like fighting myself, huh? And then Kikoro, she's finally fighting the clone self. Now, I wonder if this is a spawn of Kaiju number 8 because of the Isao Shinomiya, absorption, he was able to make this spawn of kaiju for this kaiju because of the memories of Isao. So he made this kaiju in the form of his daughter, Kikoro. And this Kikoro, when I tell you, like, this was the first like stunning crap this one kaiju could do. Like, she about to fire off this attack. Kikoro's like, hey, y'all need to get the hell back, and you need to all get the hell out of here right now. And this girl fires off a damn near Dragon Ball like ki blast, takes out like these random ass, Defense Force members, to the point all that is left is their fucking feet. This entire blast took out their entire head, torso, everything up until their feet. Kikoro sees this and she's like, fuck, this is not good. I definitely did not expect that to happen. I thought like their torso was going to be cut off and then boom, their legs are going to just fall over and their guts and whatever was left just falls over. No. They were basically destroyed to basically their feet. Like, all you see left is their foot. And I'm just like, oh. So the lower tier Defense Force members, they can't handle these fucking guys. So Kikoro charges up, right? And she looks to try to attack this one kaiju that looks like her. But dog, this kaiju's moving so damn fast, even faster than her with this new battle suit she's got, that she is struggling to beat this. Beat this chick, right? But it looks like she's not going to give up anytime soon, but it's not getting any good for her either. Then with Shinonome, they go up against another kaiju, and mind you, they're not captain level, right? They are not captain level. They're like kind of like vice captain type of like, okay, we can hold our own against like upper tier of kaijus, but nothing too damn crazy, right? Not like these type of kaijus, like, right? Like, and we end up finding out like this was all a plan by kaiju number 9, because the main dude who was Isao's friend, he realizes like, usually when we go up against kaijus of 9.0 or higher, we send a joint coalition of captains to handle this together, because realistically, that's what we do. Like, if it's like a kaiju of this high magnitude, we send multiple captains to take care of it, because that's something just these kaijus have failed to adapt to. But because of kaiju number 9 and how smart he is, he's actually adapted, and he's like, okay, clearly most of these captain level freaking Defense Force members, they're actually using kaiju abilities, kaiju battle suits to combat us and beat us. That's how they end up getting upper hand and ended up doing it. No, we're not gonna have that anymore. So I'm gonna have checks to each and every one of these people, and I'm gonna know their weaknesses and their strengths, and I'm gonna send one of these kaijus that I make to handle them, and they're gonna check everything that they potentially can do, which results in me having an easier victory, right? So that's okay, because eventually at some point in the episode, they all realize like, okay, yeah, we're getting no backup whatsoever. Unless one of us takes these things out, that's the only way we can provide backup to one another. So we got to handle this thing on our own, and one of us has to kill one of these things, so then the dominoes can drop and help each other out, right? So with Shinonome, right, their whole platoon ends up getting their asses whooped. Like, legitimately whooped, right? One of the people's getting damn near choked out, and she's watching this, and she obviously was getting her ass whooped too. Now, in the meantime, Kafka's hearing this on the comms. Now he's trying to, and there's more earthquakes happening. He's trying to get like these civilians into obviously a shelter to be protected and stay away from the kaijus that are attacking currently. You do get this really nice scene where you have, I guess, she looked like a teenage girl, right? Like a teenage, like, maybe a girl that's getting out of her childhood into being a teenager, and she has the cards of some of the more major Defense Force members, and Mina, Narumi, and stuff like that, right? And she falls over because people are trying to rush into the shelter and get there, and Kafka helps her up because he overheard her and everything, right? And he's like, hey, look, don't be worried. Like, the Defense Force members, we're gonna do what we can to, make everything safe and everything. And she's like, oh really? Yeah, thank you. I have a lot of belief in these captains and everything. And then she asked Kafka, she's like, are you on one of these cards? And Kafka's like, nah, I'm just a nobody, if I'm being honest. And you know, before he ends up leaving to go out help out Shinonome, the girl just said like, well, hey, I hope, you know, I get to see your card at some point, because if you do have a card, I'll definitely come and go get it, right? Little does she know that obviously he's Kaiju number 8, and obviously, you know, when the word gets out that Kafka is Kaiju number 8, and he's done good things, he will more than likely have a card. And clearly this girl obviously setting up like, oh, this girl's gonna have his card, right? By the end of the story, which I think is pretty damn cool. Again, barring if Kafka doesn't die, right? Oh, well, even then, maybe they still would make a card in commemoration for him, right? So, there's that, right? So, Shinonome, right? She obviously, her platoon is just getting destroyed, right? She's trying her best, and she's like, you know what, screw it, I don't even freaking give a crap. She's crying and everything. She's like, you know, screw it, I don't care if I freaking die. I'm doing this for the country. And she does her best to try to do it, but then she gets like this one resounding gut punch, and then she gets slammed. I legitimately thought it was like a killing blow for her. I was legitimately like, oh, she's gonna die. But no, she gets like punched through the bridge down into the ground, and she is basically down for the count. She can't move. It looked like she may have broke like bones in her body, and then her eye obviously all puffed up and everything, and swollen and all red and everything. I'm like, oh fuck. And she's just like, look, I said I wasn't afraid to die, but... And this is when she starts to profusely start crying, because she's fearful, she's scared. And she's like, I know I said I didn't want to, but I really don't want to die. And it looks like this Kaiju's going to take her out and kill her with this one blow. But then Kafka shows up, saves her. She sees this and she's like, Kafka Hibano. And Kafka's like, don't worry, I got this. You know, I don't care if I'm disobeying orders. I just can't have this. Clearly the plan has gone to shit. And I have to do something about this, and I can't let you die. And he obviously transforms into Kaiju number 8, and he's ready to take down this Kaiju. And then you get left off with the cliffhanger of Kaiju number 9 in the sky, just like, So I don't know what that's supposed to mean, and that's it. You get obviously the final, the beautiful colors ending, and that's it. No teases for season 3. Shit, not even a season 3 announcement at the end of the episode. And right now, as of this recording, on which I'm recording this on Saturday night at 8:48 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, there's been no announcement for a season 3 yet. Now, personally, I do believe we are going to get a season 3 announcement at some point. When it will drop, I say give it about a week or two, and they'll announce it. I know, again, like I said in my Shield Hero review, the haters will fucking cry about how, why is Kaiju number 8 getting a season 2? Kaiju number 8 is one of the most streamed freaking shows on Crunchyroll, bro. Again, I still don't know where the hate for Kaiju number 8 comes from. Like, everybody loved Kaiju number 8 from, you know, in terms of season 1. Like, everybody loved it, and then season 2 came, and then all of a sudden, people just fucking hated this show out of the blue. I'm not everybody, but, like, there's apparently, like, a group of people that just stopped liking Kaiju number 8. Now, more than likely, it's probably, I'm guessing, because their thoughts on, maybe it's more than likely manga fans that read the manga, and are coming over to watch the anime, and I guess they didn't like the manga any, because I guess apparently, I haven't read the manga at all, so one, don't spoil anything for the manga, if you're reviewing this show. What I do know is, I guess I was looking over a review site when I was looking for Shinonome's name. Apparently, there's 50 more chapters to adapt, which means that more than likely, the next season very much could be the final season of Kaiju number 8, which means, hey, if it's a 3-season show, then, you know, hey, if it's a shorter season than that, like, it's clear. Like, it was very clear that Kaiju number 9 was the main antagonist, and he was going to be the main antagonist, right? But regardless, right, more than likely, I'm guessing the reason why this season got hate out of the blue is because it's the manga fans coming over to watch the anime, already knowing that, oh, this series, in their eyes, the series ended, I guess, on a bad note, or it didn't end the way probably that they wanted to end, because typically that's what happens when these mangas, come to a conclusion and people complain that, about the ending of a certain series, is because it's not how they would have done the ending, and because they're this is how I think the series is gonna end, and they don't get that fucking ending, and for them it completely ruins the show or the series for them, and they're like, oh, this show fucking sucks, right? The ending's trash, it ruins the entire story, right? I know how that feels because I read the My Hero Academia manga. I remember how the last chapter of My Hero Academia ended, and you had some people legitimately saying, fuck, this chapter is so terrible, it ruins the entire story. And then Horikoshi ended up giving us this, a special epilogue chapter, and then all of a sudden, you had some people be a little bit more happy about the ending, but at the same time, you still had other people like, bro, what the fuck is this ending, bro? This is stupid, right? Which, when we do get to My Hero Academia, I do hope they adapt the epilogue chapter, because that would definitely be dope. But you get my point. The modern day anime, or the modern day, community, when it comes to anime or manga content, they're fickle as fuck. They're fickle. They don't like this ending, for how their series ends. And that's the reason why Kaiju number 8, for whatever reason, is beginning hate. I personally think that's just the manga fans bitching and complaining that they must have not liked the ending to Kaiju number 8 with the way it ended. So, okay, I guess I'll have to go watch on my own to see if I like the ending. Typically, when it comes to these series endings, I typically feel satisfied. Again, I don't know why Kaiju number 8 deserves all this hate. And again, I'm of the opinion, well, if you don't like it, then stop watching and stop giving it attention. But at the same time, you have people bitch and complain, why is these shows getting green light for sequel seasons, but my favorite shows that only been stuck with one season can't get more than another season? Simple. People go out their way to fucking watch the show. It's a highly requested show, not only in Japan, but even out here in the West. And people get hyped for it. That's why it keeps getting renewed for a new season. And people in Japan, they keep buying DVDs and figurines of these series. If a series is the moneymaker, clearly that's why they're going to greenlight another season. Plain and simple. That's kind of how Japan operates. You make a lot of the sales off the Blu-rays and figurines and other stuff. Like, it's getting another season 3. Like, the freaking mobile game. Kaiju number 8 just dropped a mobile game, like about a week or two ago. And they've already been introducing characters, like, from freaking, this season already in the freaking game. And I think it's his, own original, story right then and there. But you get my freaking point, right? Now I personally haven't gotten the game, even though it's basically a gacha RPG game. I haven't got the game because I'm not downloading crazy type of gigabytes on my phone. Albeit the game does look visually good and fun. That looks like honestly the type of freaking game that probably should just be a live service game on fucking PlayStation as well. I don't know why. Maybe at some point some of these games can be put to PlayStation and shit like that, or other bigger consoles. That's kind of the thing there. But you get my point, right? This series is a big series. They already got the anime's been doing good. They already given it a mobile game, a gacha mobile game that's definitely gonna make money. People are gonna spend money to go summon for certain characters that they definitely want to go get. So why people are getting all up in arms about, why does Kaiju number 8 deserve this fucking shit? Well, listen, buddy, if you can't handle it, then go watch something else. But this episode of Kaiju number 8 was great. The season finale was great. It was a brutal cliffhanger that they left us on. So we're gonna have to wait for that season 3 eventual announcement, and then wait for whenever Kaiju number 8 drops for the, I guess what I would maybe think is going to be the final season of the show. Unless it wraps up in the next two, unless we get a season 3 and then a season 4. So we'll definitely see. But anyways, I'm the guy, guys. If you guys like the video, leave a like, put in the comment section your thoughts. Hit that subscribe button if you want to get more Kaiju number 8 content or any other anime content I upload to the channel and things like that. But other than that, I'm the guy, guys, and catch you guys in the next video. Peace.